Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Mia Maisara binti Fazrul Hisham, and for the major project, I am going to do a video on how to create a sky painting using watercolor. Painting is one of the skills or one of the hobbies that I have developed or discovered during the pandemic, and I would like to share with everyone on how easy and how fun it is. Note that I am not an artist or a professional in art, but I do painting because I like it, and it's one of the ways for me to distress myself. Here are some paintings I have done in the past. In order to create a painting, there are a few stuffs you need. Here on my table, you can see the stuff we're gonna be using today. So the first thing is, of course, the watercolor painting paper. This is the brand that I use, and it's in the medium surface. For your information, different surfaces on the watercolor paper can give effects on your painting. The next thing you'll be needing is, of course, the palette. This is where I'm gonna mix my paint, and it's really important. The third and the most important thing you'll be needing for this activity is, of course, the watercolor itself. So this is the watercolor that I use. It's Superior watercolor. It has 33 colors, and as you guys can see, I have used it multiple times before. How can you create a painting without the brushes? So the fourth thing you'll be needing is the brushes. These are the brushes that I use. This is actually a really cheap one, but they are good enough for me to create the paintings I've showed before. The next thing you'll be needing is, of course, water. Water is very important in this activity because watercolor. The second last thing you need is sellotape. This thing is quite important as you will be covering or pasting the sellotapes at the edges of the paper so that the painting will end up looking nice and smooth. So the last thing you need for this activity is hair dryer. This is actually unnecessary, but if you want your painting to dry quickly, you'll be needing this. So before you start painting, there is one more thing you need to do, which is what is to paint. I will go on the app Pinterest to look for inspiration. So there is a lot of stuff you can look for in there. For example, I'm gonna look for watercolor sky painting. And voila! There are pictures and videos of paintings you can try yourself. Yesterday, I have chosen a perfect painting for me to show you. We're gonna be painting this sky. It's a combination between purple and pink. This is gonna look so pretty. The first step before we start painting is to paste the sellotape at the edges of the paper. I have a tip for this step. Instead of using this kind of sellotape, I suggest you to use this kind of sellotape because these clear transparent sellotapes can give bad effects to your paper. So remember, so as you guys can see, we have 33 colors here on the palette. So we need to figure out which color to use for the painting. As soon as I receive the watercolor palette, I make this reference. So for our painting, we are going to use the color 16 or 15 and 11. As you can see, the color on the palette and the color on the reference are different. So it's really important for you to do this. This is the pink that we're gonna use. See? The color on the palette is more red. You wouldn't expect that it would turn out this way. You need to soak the paper. So I'm gonna choose the biggest brush for me to soak the whole paper. The more water you put, the easier for you to handle the watercolor. We're gonna start with the purple first. For the purple, I'm gonna use this brush. As soon as you start putting the water, it will turn into liquid. Add some more water. And the color you want to use is ready. Let's start putting it on the paper. Wow, look at that. Now we're going to take the pink color from the bottom, because we want that pink color on the bottom and purple color on the top. I am going to blow dry this painting so that our process will be quicker. So now we are going to do the second layer to darken the color. So let's do it! Using watercolor is much easier compared to the oil paint, because you can blend it and you can move the painting just by adding more water. Now we're gonna start painting the cloud. For the cloud, of course, you will need the white paint here. The white paint. Now take a smaller brushes. I'm gonna use this brush and take this much and start painting the cloud. So this is the first step for the cloud. We're not done yet. The cloud! It's almost done, guys. Second layer is done. There. Oh! Second layer is done. There, the cloud is more obvious than the previous one. Okay. So we're done with the cloud. We're gonna start with the stars. This is the easiest step. Grab a pointy and a really thin, the thinnest brush you have, and start dotting the paint. And we're done, guys! Oh, but don't forget the last step. My favorite step, where you remove the tapes. See, this is why we need the tapes, because it gives you the clean, straight line. Oh my god, it's so nice! Last but not least, make sure you sign at the bottom of the painting to remind yourself that you did that. Okay, so we are done with our painting. So this is the final result. I hope all the steps or all the tips were helpful, and can't wait to see yours. Bye!